Hello, this is Jim Brown, Principal, Kutztown Area Middle School. I'm here to talk to you about our Kutztown Area Middle School social distancing plan as students enter the building face-to-face or as the students enter the building virtually. So to start off, many of you will probably want to know how many students are actually staying at home, streaming in live virtually. Well, there are 29 students in 6th grade, 30 in 7th grade, and 24 in 8th grade that are joining us from home. For students coming into the building, arriving by bus, walkers, or dropped off by car, you're going to see some signs out front. Nothing really has changed except that 8th graders will enter through the commons doors, and you'll see signs that say 8th grade entrance. 6th grade students will enter through, there's a center set of doors, and you'll see the signs that say 6th grade entrance. And then 7th grade will enter through the main office doors, main lobby doors, and you'll see a sign that says 7th grade entrance there. There will be teachers on station to direct you, answer any of your questions. Once you come into the building, you'll disinfect your hands and then go directly to your homerooms, taking everything with you. There are no lockers this year. We will make masks available for anybody that forgets a mask. We'll have those on hand. And again, please remember to sanitize your hands as you enter the building. Now, visits to the office. We're trying to cut down movement everywhere in the building. And one of the things we're trying to do is to cut down on office visits. So if a student needs to see either the nurse, the counselor, or myself, building principal, all the student has to do is ask the teacher to call the office, and we will come to them. We'll make the determination whether they need to come down to the office for any health issues or guidance issues or disciplinary issues, but the first outreach is we will come to them. Now, classrooms. What's different in the classrooms? Any non-wipeable furniture, anything soft, warm, and fuzzy, any beanbag chairs, anything like that, any normal squishy chairs, those have all been removed and stored. All the desks will be in rows and facing one direction. We've consulted with our HVAC people to make sure that our systems are running properly, and we'll follow all their regulations. Classroom libraries, books that you borrow from your teachers. Once you return them, they'll be quarantined for 72 days until they're safe to release back into the public. Masks will be worn at all times unless guidelines change. And students will remain in their classrooms and teachers will move from place to place. So that's something you're going to have to get used to, and I believe me, so will the teachers. Restrooms. We're going to have to keep a very close eye on what happens around and in the restrooms. We're going to limit the number of students in the restroom to the number of stalls. If there are more people in the restrooms than stalls, we ask that students wait outside until somebody leaves and then you can go in. And of course, masks must be worn in the halls and in the restrooms. Hallway traffic is going to be one way. You're going to walk on the right side of the hallway. There will be directional signs placed on the floors to keep you keep you on track and remind you that this is the way you go. We're going to keep all hallway traffic to a minimum. There will be very little traffic moving about. In some instances, we had to have students go to a different classroom for a certain course, but again, we kept that to a minimum. Lunches. 30-minute lunches, just like always. Your teachers will escort you down to the cafeteria for lunch. It is our hope that you'll be able to pay with your ID badges, barcoded ID badges. That may take a little bit of time, but that is our hope. Lunches will be just as normal in the commons. You'll go through a line and pick out your stuff. Again, social distancing. There will only be 2 people at a table. We bought extra tables, putting them in the commons. Thankfully, we have a very large space that we can put as many many tables as needed in there, but we have it down to 2 people at a table. And then during lunch, 1 person at a time will be allowed in the bathroom so we can keep track on it. And then teachers will come down and escort you to your next classes. Encore. We plan on holding encore in the classes the students are have for homeroom. Again, the encore teachers will travel just like the they'll travel just as if their core subjects travel. So 6th grade encore teachers will meet you in your classrooms. You'll see them twice a week, twice a cycle. 7th graders, you'll see your encore teachers twice a cycle. And then 8th graders, for the most part, you see them once a cycle, except for art, music, and computers, where you see them twice a cycle. And again, they'll come to you. You won't go to them. Now, for our virtual students, I keep calling them hybrid students because that's an internal term that we use all the time, but they are our virtual students. Schedules for 7th and 8th grade virtual students will be available for pickup along with their other essential items like Eureka Math books, agenda books, stuff like that, Thursday and Friday from 9 to 3 p.m. 6th grade students, your essential items, including schedules, will be with your Chromebooks at pickup. So when you are scheduled to come get your Chromebook, and I believe we're on day 2 now of Chromebook pickup, your items will be in a bag and you can pick them up at the same time. Now, all our virtual students will participate in live synchronous streaming of classes following their grade level schedule. So just as if you were here, you follow that grade level schedule. Daily attendance will be required in all classes, including homeroom and advisory. This is just like school, ladies and gentlemen. This is not how it ended last year, where we had some asynchronous involvement and students kind of couldn't figure out what they were doing. You follow your schedule, and your teachers will invite you into their classrooms via Zoom. Now, we have some expectations for our virtual students. Cameras need to be on. We need to see that you are there. You are in the room taking the class. Appropriate attire must be worn at all times, just as if you were in the building. Attendance for each class period is mandatory. And you have to log on with your name. You will not be allowed into a class if you're not using your name. We need to know it is you. And be prepared for each class every day. It is the same thing as coming here, only you're able to stay at home, but you're taking part in the regular class going on at that time in school. Now, virtual students, check your emails for invitations and links to your classes. They should be coming out shortly. So make sure you pay attention to your emails for those invitations. Now, I've included a bell schedule. This meeting, of course, is being recorded and you're watching it on YouTube, but this will be here for you at any time, parents or guardians, students. If you can't remember when your classes start, this is when your classes start. And if you need to contact me for any reason, this is my phone number. I will try to get back to you as soon as possible. Right now, to be honest, I'm a little behind, but I'm catching up. So there were a whole lot of phone calls after last night's message, but hopefully I will get quicker at it and get back to all of you soon. But this is the best way to get in touch with me, because I do call you back. And again, if you have any questions, just give me a call. Thank you. This is going to be an interesting school year. Some of it may be a little difficult. All of it will be different, but we can get through this. Remember, together we can get through this. Take care. Have a good evening.